Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Into the Breach. We're playing as the Hazardous Mechs, and just finished our first island with actually, incredibly, a perfect score. We took a lot of grid damage, but we managed to repair most of it. And I think this is what we bought from the shop, as I recall? Probably? I don't know. And some reactor cores. Anyway, let's move on. Something I realized that I should be doing more is looking at the enemies list when choosing an island to go to. It does tell you ahead of time everything that'll be on the island, and I have been sort of ignoring this because I figured it was like, oh, I looked at this the first time I started the game and was like, oh, it's, yeah, okay, I'll just learn what's on each island, but it's actually different every game. I should check that. So for example, here we'd have to face like crabs. I guess it's explodey scions, and like leapers would be the tough guys. Over here we'd have what are those guys who with the spikes? Those are the artillery launchers, but I forget what they're called. Doesn't matter. So, and the beetles, and they have the armor scion here. So I don't know. Of the two, I think I'd rather avoid leapers and crabs and focus over here on like the artillery guys who are usually not that big a deal. Likewise, I feel like those the digging guys there, the fifth one on the list, I usually have a pretty easy time with them. They spend a lot of time not attacking anything meaningful. So, I don't know. Anyway, we can postpone the discussion on where you got this advanced weaponry until after you use it. Well, okay, sure, I guess. So what do we have here? This is promising, simply because we like need a lot of grid health all the time. This is obviously cool. I love reactor cores. It's not necessarily to say that we can handle it, but I think it is worth a try. And we might as well do this first, since of all the things here, this is the only one that will help us be stronger for the rest of the missions. So, like, it's a dangerous one, but the sooner you do it, the better. So I think we might as well get started. Okay, so this fills in a chasm, sure, okay. I forget what flying guys did we see on the list here. Not many, right? Like, it's mostly people who you can push into a pit in this world, as I recall. Here? Sure. Does the Earth Mover go before our turn? I think it does, which is too bad. Yeah, I would have loved to have those chasms still be there. Okay. So... boy, you guys have a lot of health, huh? I mean, they're alphas, of course. So it would be nice to get this guy pushed into the chasm, but I don't actually think I can do that. I'm thinking about... Ooh. Who's the guys attacking here? So, my first sort of proto plan was to go here, push this guy over here, and then leap here, which will cause some damage to the Earth Mover, but would do a ton of damage to this guy, and some damage to this guy, so that we could shoot like this to finish them off. Oh, maybe I shoot like this first. Yeah, so I was thinking of doing this and then shooting like so, right? Of course, this guy wouldn't be here. This guy would. We'd do 2 more damage to him, killing him, so he doesn't destroy this, and bumping this guy a little. Which all seems okay. No, it doesn't seem okay at all. Because this guy's attacking here. So we would be standing in the way of that and get killed. And furthermore, we'd be moving this guy to here, where he would be attacking this building. So none of that looks very great. However, it occurs to me now, if I just push this guy with acid to here and then leave him alone, this guy will kill him, which is great, right? So, what do I do about these two? Not sure. I mean, it's obviously like, yeah, you can shoot him. It's like a thing you could do. Do 2 damage to this guy plus a push is 3. And I just don't see how to finish him off. He's very well protected here. One thing to consider is, like, could I use something... Well, okay. One thing is, I could consider just, like, letting this guy hit me if there's a better use for this guy's turn. But I don't think there is. Right, like, we could consider, for example, moving this guy like so, but of course we destroy the Earth Mover that way, which is not great. Wait a minute, I have this attack. Is that good? Not really. Because it would hit the Earth Mover as well, wouldn't it? Yeah. Maybe we just need to give up on the Earth Mover. The most important thing about this mission is, of course, we get like 2 reactor cores, which is nuts. And if I do give up on the Earth Mover, I can be pretty effective, I think. I actually, yeah, Right, so we would attack like this first. No. Second? We would push this guy, then attack like this, hitting this guy and this guy. And then finish off these 2 and the Earth Mover by attacking into this group with our chain lightning attack. Given that, I don't see any way to kill this guy, and he's going to kill the Earth Mover. I feel like I have to plan that. Like, I just have to accept that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Move here. Push. Oh shit, that's not going to work. No, it is. I just have to attack the Earth Mover instead of this guy. Because when I do this... Oh. I was thinking that when I do this, I would turn this into sand. But I won't. I'm attacking this square and the square I'm on. So as long as I don't move first to here. I was forgetting, I watched someone play with the squad we played with last mission, the Zenith squad, where this tank damages himself by launching at the guy, not by shooting at him. And I was thinking we'd land here. But it's not the case. We can do this. However, we'd end up here, which is not where I want to be. I think it is better to go here and turn this into sand. And it's defensible to do that because I can move here and attack this group. Oh, but then I attack my guy, which I don't want to do. Alright, so I have to just settle for being pushed back further than I'd like. Oh well. And stand in the middle here, I guess. Clear all this out. Sucks to destroy the Earth Mover, but there you go. I think that's the best we could have done. And good news, it means these chasms aren't going away. We'll have places to push the enemies into in the future, hopefully. Oh, that was helpful of him. Step in the acid. Oh, can we not move into the square? Yeah, the Earth Mover is still in the way. Even though it's destroyed. Fair enough. These guys have armor, is that right? Yeah. So even with armor, jumping to right here would kill them. Our lightning attack won't. Oh, interesting. It goes through the Earth Mover even though it's dead. I didn't expect that. But if we moved up here and jumped like this, we'd kill them both, which is nice, I think. We could push this guy into here to block a spawn. Now, here's a question I don't know. It deals 4 damage? Why? I would expect it to deal 3 or 2, depending on whether the armor is applied before or after the acid. Ah, the armor doesn't count when you have acid on. Interesting. I've seen that before, but had forgotten it. Okay. So anyway, jumping to here is obviously quite a promising line. It's just, I'd like to block some spawns if I can, and I only see myself blocking one that way. Although, perhaps I should kill this guy rather than using him to block a spawn, and like, use this to block a spawn. We can almost use this rock to block a spawn, but not quite. Like if I could... Because this jump would push this guy into the rock, destroying it, and I won't be able to move over here and push it. And I can't get any other rocks onto spawns. If I used this guy to block a spawn, could I somehow take care of these guys with what I have left? I don't think so. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna just do the obvious thing, and it's kind of a bummer. I feel like there must be something better. I wonder if killing a rock gives us a killing blow bonus or not. We healed by 2 because there were 2 enemies, but we might have healed by 3 and I wouldn't know it because, right, we're at, yeah, that still hits this guy. What a lame. Alright, I think I'll just not block any spawns this turn, and we'll have to somehow, block 3 next turn. That seems like basically impossible. Maybe I'm not gonna do that. Maybe I'll leave this guy alive, but damage him. And then get down to here. Not kill him. Even though I could. In the hopes that we can do this. Let's repair up. Alright, that's good. Nice, easy push here. And we can push this guy onto here to block a spawn. This guy will take a little damage, but it doesn't have to be too much. Is there something I can do with this fellow? Not really. I'm just gonna let him hit my unstable mech. I could, like, for example, like I could kill him. Oh, that doesn't kill him. He has armor. But I could damage. Oh, that would kill him because we're bumping him with this shot as well. But then we'd only be blocking one spawn, which is not sufficient. We need to block two. And so I think I'm gonna have my guy just stand here and block one that way. So we do this, this, and this. That is our quota. And we have a small number, just 2 guys left to deal with next turn. I could destroy this rock, but I don't see any reason to do that. Well, on the other hand, maybe it means an enemy will walk here and it'll be easy to push him into the chasm. So sure. There you go. Alright, we got that objective. And we have the win as well because they're not even attacking anything this turn. We can just move out of the way if that's if we can't find anything better than that. However, it is quite easy to find something better than that. For example, move here and here. Acid this guy. Acid pushes. I always forget. Undo move. Undo move. But we can stand here to acid him, dealing damage to him. And leaving him in the same place. And then get out of the way. And come in and jump, killing them both. Great. Alright, that was a bit of a slow battle, but we figured it out eventually. Mostly it was just the first turn that took all the time because I was trying to find some way to not destroy the Earth Mover. So we're not getting the perfect reward for this island anyway. Ooh, a pilot. Move again after shooting. I've had that before. It costs 1 power to activate, which is like a pretty serious expense. But more importantly, we picked up 2 reactor cores. Like, I'm not even sure if I want to replace anyone with that pilot. I guess this guy, right? He sucks. It'll take a while to... Like, this guy will soon get an upgrade, which would be useful. Whereas this guy is going to take a while. But we already get the +2 mech HP, which is like... What more could you ask for, right? Well, it might be nice to give the XP to one of these guys, of course. So I think I will do this. Now we have the extra HP, great. And what are we going to spend our reactor cores on? Probably like this. And health? I don't love the idea of just pumping all my reactor cores into that one guy, but we could put them here, but honestly, like, this guy is usually in a fine spot after moving. We could swap pilots, maybe? Put this guy into someone who needs it more, but I don't think anyone really does need it. And it would cost a reactor core to activate. Right? Like, this guy kind of needs the +1 mech reactor to activate all this stuff. Yeah, I think I like the pilots where they are. Building chain is pretty strong, sometimes. And I just don't know what to do with the other power core. Like, upgrading his health is nice, but so far we haven't actually, like, died because of that. But I suppose that's always the case, right? You haven't died until you do. I don't think I want this. We have enough trouble staying alive, and we do enough damage, so... I guess this is how you could do 8, right? This guy starts with 2. You could upgrade both of these and then have acid, right? That's what their, the achievement, is about doing that. Upgrade this damage to 4 by spending 4 reactor cores on this, which is, like, outrageous. And also acid something. I don't care about the achievement. We don't need coins that badly. I'm just going to upgrade this guy again and give him more health. So there. And now we have enough like stuff floating around that if we ever wanted to, we could well, hang on. We are almost able to do this, right? I guess we're not able to yet, so what's the point? But that might be a better upgrade, better use of 3 power than anything, is to like stop hitting ourselves so hard. Okay, moving on. But also the extra damage to yourself doesn't matter as long as you're killing a guy, because you get, you know, whether we go down to 0 or to -1, the heal still gets us to +1, if you can't actually be at -1. Okay, moving on. Kill at least 7 enemies, we're good at that. This is pretty good. Let's just go for the... no. Well, so what's this look like? Only 3 guys. Interesting. This also has only 3. Kill at least 7 enemies. Defend both solar farms. I think I'll take this. I don't know. Like, the reward for this is strictly better, right? It's always better to have a star than to have a lightning bolt, because you can buy lightning bolts with stars. But this one's a bit harder, I think, because you have to kill 7 enemies. But I think we're well equipped for that. Yes, let's clear the area. Oh, I saw the chasm and I was like, great, we can use that. But enemies are pouring out of it. So that's what we're going to get every turn, basically. It's like 2 hornets pouring up out of this chasm. I've seen like a thing like this before. So, one line is acid to here, and then jump on this guy. Except, there's a few problems with that. Like, okay, we collide with our guy, but that's the point, dealing 1 extra damage to him, so that the jump kills him. That's fine, and we get to do some damage to this guy, which is great. The problem, the main problem, is that we do 2 damage to this guy. Now, he does have 4 health, so that might be acceptable. But it is definitely a downside. The obvious thing to do with this guy is push him here, of course. We might find something better, but that's the obvious thing. Something that's kind of a nice to have would be jumping here, killing this guy and doing quite a bit of damage to this guy, who I imagine will be a problem next turn. How might we cause that to be happening is we could push this guy like so. Giving him acid so that he's less of an issue next turn. And then jump here. That's alright. It doesn't kill this guy like the other line does, but it involves doing 3 less damage to my own mechs. And 2 more damage to this guy. So that he will be easy to dispose of next turn wherever he goes. And I do predict him being a problem next turn, so I think this is an okay line, actually. And the place to stand is exactly here. If I stand here, I'll get hurt by this guy being pushed northwest. So let's go with that. Alright, no damage this turn anyway. No grid damage, I should say. See, like, this guy spends all his time doing useless junk. Well, I guess it's not. Yikes! That's 3 new enemies. It's not total junk because those rocks are getting in our way. Right, I would like to be able to walk to here and then jump to hit this guy, but I can't easily. Wow, we are way out of position to deal with anything these guys do. The only thing I can see... I don't see anything that works. I mean... So this guy has a pretty strong attack. Like, oh my god, I didn't realize we could use him to hit the guy with acid on him. Wow. I was thinking this would just do a bunch of damage to all the guys down in this area, but it actually goes up here as well. Now, it uses our guy here as a bridge, of course, which stinks. But like, I don't think we can deal with both of these guys, is the main problem. We just don't have 2 people who can get there. This guy's gonna push one of them, obviously. And I guess it'll have to be this guy because he's attacking the coal plant? I just wish I wasn't so out of place here, you know? We could finish this guy off with him. That's, you know, productive. We're just gonna have to eat this 2 grid damage. Well, actually, the coal plant objective is only worth. It's also worth 2, right? So which of these guys we kill should depend more on or which one we push should depend more on what the other effects of that would be. This only has 1 lightning bolt on it, but it has another one over here, and this one has 2 right here, so they're basically the same. And I don't see any real difference as to which one we push. I guess it'd be better to push this guy because I don't want someone being so far northwest that I can't reach him next turn, sort of a thing. Is there something I'm missing? A way that I could, well, okay, for starters, yes. If I'm gonna push a guy, I might as well push him this way so that he's getting attacked by this without having to attack my mech. The other thing would be to push this guy this way, but again, I don't think I want to do that. So I think I should do this, which also allows me to finish him off with this guy's attack. I think that's a productive outcome. And we're losing the coal plant now. Sad, but true. Should I be here instead? No, I think it's better to be here because this gives me a wide range of places I can jump to. Like so. I could finish this guy off instead, I guess. Doesn't matter which one I finish off. But yeah, and this guy has more health, so he's gonna be harder to finish. Like, this guy you could finish by bumping him into something while you attack the other thing, for example, which you can't do with this guy. But this gets me closer to the action, which I think is somewhat more important. Alright, see you later, coal plant. It was nice knowing you. There's so many of these guys. It's a little bit tough to actually hurt this guy, isn't it? We can push him out of the way pretty easily. Oh, well, no. I could move here and then jump to where this mech currently is. And that would kill him. But it would be nice to kill like a bunch of these guys instead, wouldn't it? Just if we push this guy out of the way, killed this guy, and lightning these guys down. Because they're gonna there's a big swarm of them that are gonna be attacking a lot of things that might not be so easy to deal with next turn. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Push this guy down here. Kill this guy off. And get these guys. Okay, the way to kill this guy is like so. And we kill this guy like so. End turn. So, that's too bad. We end up losing a power from this instead of gaining one, so that's too bad. Those two missions were pretty slow. I think I'm gonna call a break here, and whether we get to... Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll have to spend 3 episodes on this island, who knows. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.